Yo, 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 this is Mr. O. What's up, Mr. O here, and today we're going to graph lines. And we're gonna have several forms of graphing lines, and we know we have learned already the standard form, slope intercept form. Now we're going to graph the lines from different kind of forms. We know the slope intercept form is y is equal to mx plus b, wherein the y is by itself, m is your slope, and the b is your y-intercept. X and y-intercept are the points that are on the axis. If we have a graph, if this is my line, we know that this is the y-intercept and this is the x-intercept. And we're going to learn also how to find those intercept from an equation. Okay? All right, let's go ahead now. So we're given we're given an equation 4x minus 2y is equal to 6. We have to graph this one, and before that, let's complete the table, the form here by solving or finding the slope intercept form. Again, when we do slope intercept form, we're basically looking for the y, isolate the y, put in the y equals mx plus b format. So I'm going to move the 4x to the other side of the equation by subtracting 4x here minus 4x here. That will give me negative 2y is equal to negative 4x plus 6. Divide everything by negative 2, and negative 2 here. This will cancel. So now y will be by itself here. So y is equal to 2x, because negative 4 divided by negative 2 is positive 2, minus 3. The slope in our problem, or in this equation, is 2, because y equals mx plus b. The m is 2. So therefore, if we do the rise over runs, it's going to be 2 over 1, or negative 2 over negative 1. The y-intercept here is the b, negative 3, so 0, comma, negative 3. Another point, we will look the other point when we do the graphing. There are multiple ways and possible answer for that. So we start at the b, which is 0, negative 3, which is right here. And applying the 2 over 1, you go up to 1, 2, and then over 1, up to, over 1, up to, over 1. Or you can go down to, because it's negative 2, apply negative 2 over negative 1, down to left 1, down to left 1. If you notice, all the points, if you connect them, they will make a straight line. Don't forget your arrowheads, and that's it. To find the other point, just pick another point from this pink except the y-intercept. So I went up 2 over 1. What is this point? That's 1, negative 1. So I know one of the point is 1, negative 1. Okay? All right, moving on. Graph 5y minus 10 equals 5x. So again, I'm going to solve for y. I'm going to move this one to the other side. So it becomes 5y equals 5x plus 10. Divide everything by 5, and by 5. This cancel out. So this will be now y is equal to 1x, or just x, plus 2. There's an invisible one here. So that's your slope. The y-intercept is 2, so 0, comma 2. So that means we're going to start at 0, 2, go up to here. And then the 1, 1 is means 1 over 1. You go up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. So if we connect them all, that's our equation. Another point there will be 1, 3. Okay? I'll agree with that one. Let's move on to the next one. So in doing the x and y intercept, remember that the x intercept there, the value of the y is equal to 0, and the y intercept, the value of x there is equal to 0. In this kind of graph, when the line cross the x-axis and the y-axis, this is our x-intercept and this is our y-intercept. That is when the y is equal to 0 here, and this is when the x is equal to 0 right here. All right, so for the intercept, again, intercept are where the point along the line cross the axis, the x and y axis. Like on this graph here, if this line here cross the x-axis, which is on this portion, that is your x-intercept. On this case, when you identify this point, you know that the coordinate is 4, 0. And here, the red point is going to be 0, 2. If that's 0, 2 there, what do you notice about the value on the x-intercept of the y? Is 0. And what do you notice on the y-intercept? The value of the x here is 0. So when you're writing the intercept in a ordinate form, the value of the 0 are important for us to identify, okay? And that's what we're going to use in finding the intercept if we're given an equation. So to find the x-intercepts, let's set the y equal to 0. And to find the y-intercept, set x equal to 0. So in this problem, find the intercept of 6x minus 3y is equal to 12, then graph it. So for us to find the x-intercept, we're going to make the y is equal to 0. So 6x minus 3 times 0, we replace the y by 0, is equal to 12. So 3 times 0, that will just be canceled. The entire thing will be canceled. So what's left now with us is 6x is equal to 12. Divide by 6 here, divide by 6, so therefore x equal to 2. But our x-intercept now is 2 comma 0. Now to find the y-intercept, we know there that x equal to 0. So 6, 0 minus 3y is equal to 12. 6 times 0 again will cancel. So what's left with us is negative 3y is equal to 12. Divide by negative 3, divide by negative 3, cancel it out, y is equal to negative 4. So therefore, the y-intercept is 0 comma negative 4. There you go. We find the intercept now. Now it's time for us to graph it. 2, 0 is right here. 0, negative 4 is right there. Just simply connect them. Arrowheads. Kaboom. Next problem. So find the intercept of negative 2y equals 3x plus 12. Then graph it. Again, to find the x-intercept, y must be equal to 0. So if we plug in 0 here, it becomes now negative 2 times 0 is equal to 3x plus 12. 2 times 0 will just be canceled. And then if 3 is canceled, you write here 0 equals 3x plus 12. Some student, they tend to distribute this divided by 3 already. You can, but to avoid common mistake, I would like you to move one equation to one term to the other side. Between them must be an equal sign. So I'm going to subtract 3x here, subtract 3x here. This cancel out. So now you have negative 3x is equal to 12. Now it's the time for you to divide by negative 3. So therefore, x is equal to negative 4. So therefore, the x-intercept is negative 4 comma 0. In finding the y-intercept, x must be equal to 0. So negative 2y is equal to 3 times 0 plus 12. 3 times 0 is cancel. So what's left now is negative 2y is equal to 12. Divide by negative 2, divide by negative 2. Y is equal to negative 6. So therefore, y-intercept is 0, comma, negative 6. That being said, our graph will be negative 4, 0 right here. That's our x-intercept. And the y-intercept 0, negative 6 right here. So if you connect those 2 points, make a straight line, arrowheads, kaboom. Continue. Find the x and y intercept of y equals 3x minus 4, then graph it. Okay. So again, to find the x-intercept, y must be equal 0. So 0 equals 3x minus 4. I'm going to move this one to the left. Negative 3x equals negative 4. Divide by negative 3, divide by negative 3. So therefore, x equals to 4 thirds. So therefore, x-intercept is 4 thirds, comma 0. To find the y-intercept, x equal to 0. So therefore, y is equal to 3, 0 minus 4. And if you can see that this is a slope-intercept form, the y equals mx plus b. The b stands for the y-intercept, so we know it has to be negative 4. But to prove it to you, 3 times 0 is 0. That's canceled out. So therefore, y equals negative 4. So the y-intercept here is 0, comma, negative 4. So we graph it. 4 thirds is 1 and 1/3. So somewhere right here. 0, negative 4 is down there. Just connect them. Arrowheads. Kaboom. Next, find the intercepts of x equals 5, then graph it. X equals to 5. We have done this on the previous video that it's going to be a vertical line. Because here there's no slope. When I say there's no slope, the slope here is undefined. If the slope is 0, then it will be horizontal line. Let me write here. If the slope is 0, it will be a horizontal line. So since our problem is x equal to 5, go to the 5 and draw a vertical line. Here's the question to you kids. What is our x-intercept here? Did the purple line cross the x-axis? Yes, right here. What is that point? 5, comma 0. If you notice, the value of x here is 5, the value of y here is 0. The 5 is coming from there because it says here x equals 5. Every x value will always be 5. That's why this is 5 here. And the y there is 0 because it's x-intercept. But when we look for the y-intercept, if I extend this arrowheads, will it eventually going to cross the y-axis if it's stretched out towards infinity? The answer is no. It will not cross the y-axis. So the y-intercept here is going to be none. Likewise, when you have y is equal to 3. When you have y equals 3, this is a horizontal line because the idea of y equals 3 is y equals 0x plus 3, wherein our slope here is 0. So therefore, 0x can be gone, eliminate, and it becomes y equals 3. And the y equals 3 is right here. We just draw a horizontal line. Looking at our problem, what's the x-intercept here? Does this arrowhead will eventually cross the x-axis? The answer is no, so it's none. You don't put 0 because if you put 0, you're saying that it crossed the origin. So don't put 0. The y-intercept here, obviously, it's the 3 because it crossed the 0, 3 there. So 0, comma 3. Okay? So there you go. That's how you find the x and y intercept and graph them. So I'm going to leave this challenging question for you. Find the x and y intercept of this equation. 2 thirds x minus, this should be minus here, minus 7 over 4 y is equal to 2. Find this one and you can put in your notes. As always, kaboom.